Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by.
On our last chapter, we introduced Kitty to the pack leader, Sydney. First, introductions had to be controlled and leadership clearly defined. Always remember, you are the leader. So next comes Lil and Bertolucci. If Sydney is the pack leader, Lil is the matriarch of the group. She worries about everyone and everything and feels compelled to let us know who's up to no good. And she has the longest history with us. Lil is 9 years old. Before Sydney, Bert, Francis, and Kitty, there was Lil and Mo, our German Shepherd, her best friend, who passed a few years ago.
Every time we say goodbye, I die.
Two pals, his head was as big as her. Now she worries about all of them. They all have a story, and Lil's meeting with Kitty goes as expected.
Lil.
But she does project a lot of nervous energy, and Kitty senses it.
Back up. Too close.
Remember, dogs are always easier to introduce to cats than cat to cat. Next comes Bert, a big lug, who intimidates all with his size, but he's just a big old pussycat.
Leave it.
It doesn't seem so long ago he arrived.
No sniffing.
With a big dog, you have to be extra attentive.
Good job. Good job.
And the fact that when homeless Kitty was an intruder and Bert aggressively pursued him adds an element of danger.
Good job. Yeah.
So look for any signs of trouble.
Good. Thank you.
Keep any eye contact to a minimum 3 to 5 seconds and not more. Even playful behavior could hurt Kitty. Keep things calm and under control. And rule number 1 is especially in effect here. You are the leader.
No sniffing. Thank you.
As for Kitty, he's curious, confident, and seems to have that drive that he's going to make this work. So what's going on inside their heads? What are they thinking?
He says that he's also worried that the other cats who are outdoors are going to try to move in too.
We call on a friend and instructor at the Centers for Animal Therapies to give us some insight. Carla Meske is an animal communicator who uses indigenous shamanic techniques to get inside the animals' heads.
From his past, he had really always wanted to come into this house because he's been living next door for a long time. Sydney, he feels that Sydney is people like us. He has a sense of connection to Sydney, that Sydney understands what it's like. If this were on the street, Sydney would have street cred with this cat. Lil is frightening. You can't really tell what Lil's going to do. Bert is, now that Bert is aware that Kitty's in the house, they can negotiate each other, but Bert is like a freight truck coming through. Bert is, the word clumsy keeps coming up. And I'm not afraid of Bert, but there's nothing I can do about it when he comes toward me. I have to just get out of the way. But mostly he just wants to say he's happy to be here and he's thankful. The biggest concern is that his brother is still outside. Boots. It would not be incorrect to make sure that Boots is okay. Well, you don't need to bring Boots in. But keeping an eye on him as you are is the right move, because it will give Kitty security knowing that Boots is okay. So, he really likes Sydney. So there you have it.
And light up your face with gladness. Hide every trace of sadness. Although a tear may be ever so near, that's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use in crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile.
On our next chapter, it's the main event, Cat Meets Cat. We let Kitty and Frances size each other up, and Carla tells it like it is.
And now that he's here, he wants to rule the roost, which is not a good thing for Frances.
And we have a first family get-together, and everybody shows. Well, almost everybody. Things to remember about Chapter 4. First, always remember you are the leader, you are in control, and must show a calm, balanced energy. 2. For all the first meetings, I keep Kitty in my arms. This signals to the family that he is a part of me. 3. Diffuse any fixation. You can do this by gently but firmly touching your animal. Prolonged eye contact between any animals must be derailed immediately. On the other hand, eye contact from you is crucial. So keep a keen eye on them all, immediately cut off any aggressive behavior, and set safety lines, which can vary from animal to animal that no one crosses. 5. Be especially guarded when big animals are involved. Even playful actions could harm the smaller animal. Remember, each one of the animals has a personality, a role, a job, and a history in your family that should allow you to manage their introductions according to their story. And finally, don't leave your new resident alone with any of your animals. Initially, all visits should be supervised. Begin at 1-hour increments and gradually increase the time. If you are interested in information on animal communication, go to our website. The Centers for Animal Therapies hosts over 50 classes on many topics, taught by experts like Carla Meske, internationally known shamanic animal healer, communicator, and teacher.